Hi everyone, my name is Mallikarjun. I am your structural analysis subject faculty. Here I am going to discuss preparation strategy, okay, structural analysis preparation strategy for GATE and engineering service examination. Okay, students, before starting, let me give what are the chapters we have in structural analysis subject for GATE and engineering service examination. Okay, if you compare GATE syllabus and engineering service exam syllabus, both are same only. Nothing is different. Everything is same only. Okay, so first let me give the GATE and engineering service syllabus. Okay, right. So almost we have 12 chapters. Okay, so first chapter is introduction. Okay, second chapter static indeterminacy. Third chapter analysis of determinate trusses. Fourth chapter rolling loads and influence line diagrams. Okay, simply I'll write it here ILD, influence line diagrams. Fifth chapter energy principles. Sixth chapter kinematic indeterminacy. Kinematic indeterminacy. Seventh chapter is basics methods of structural analysis. Okay, simply I'm writing SA, structural analysis. Eighth chapter moment distribution method, MDM, moment distribution method. Ninth chapter is slope deflection method, SDM. 10th chapter plastic theory. 11th chapter is matrix method, and the last chapter is arches and cables. So these are the chapters we have in GATE and engineering service examination. Students, there is a one more topic is there, structural dynamics. Structural dynamics, actually it is not a topic, it is a subject. Okay, so this is a reason this topic we separated from structural analysis subject. Okay, actually if you see the engineering service examination syllabus now, okay, in structural analysis subject only clearly he mentioned structural dynamics. Okay, but we separated from structural analysis subject. Okay, and another faculty will handle structural analysis subject. Okay, so here I'll discuss up to arches and cables. Okay, so these are the chapters we have in GATE and engineering service examination. Right. Most of students will feel this subject is little bit difficult. Yes or no, students? Please respond. Respond, students. Yes. Okay. I'll tell you why most of students will feel this subject little bit difficult. Okay. Student, this subject is completely conceptual based. If you know the concepts, then only you will learn the subject. Simply by mug-upping the formulas, you can't learn this subject. Okay, students, this is completely numerical only. Okay, this is a numerical subject. But to solve the numerical questions, generally we use the formulas, right? In this subject also, we have few formulas only. But that few formulas not always correct. Okay, this is the reason always we have to follow the concepts. So don't follow the formulas. Okay, right. Why this subject little bit difficult? Okay, right. Students, in introduction chapter, we'll discuss basic concepts. Like we'll cover a few strength of material subject concepts also. Because this subject is extension of strength of material subject only. Different is, in strength of material subject, you done analysis for statically determinate structures. But here, in this subject, completely will analyze the indeterminate structures. Okay, so only different is, in strength of material, determinate structures, in structural analysis subject, indeterminate structures. Okay, so before starting this subject, just you have to learn strength of material concepts also. Okay, right. Students, so I told in first chapter, I'll explain only basics concepts. Number of supports and reactions, types of supports and reactions, number of equilibrium equations, and few definitions will discuss. Students, this first chapter concepts will use in each and every chapter. Okay, first chapter concepts will use in each and every chapter. Just I'm writing here. Right. After completing first chapter, here we'll discuss basic concepts I told, right? Okay. Next we'll start the static indeterminacy. Students, to analyze the structure, shall I use strength of material concepts or structural analysis subject concepts? Structural analysis subjects means methods like moment distribution method, slope deflection method, stiffness matrix method, flexibility matrix method. We have some methods, right, in structural analysis subject. Okay, so simply shall I use equilibrium equations? Okay, or shall I use comparability conditions also? That we'll know from second chapter. So in second chapter we will know the given structure, is it statically determinate structure or indeterminate structure. If it is determinate structure, simply use equilibrium equation, that is strength of material concepts only. If it is indeterminate structure, then we have to use methods like moment distribution method, slope deflection method, etc. Okay, so in this chapter we will know this structure, is it determinate structure, indeterminate structure. Not only determinate and indeterminate, we will know is it stable structure or unstable structure also in second chapter. Okay, right. Students, again, second chapter concepts will use in each and every chapter. Right, we'll use in each and every chapter. Right, students, then third chapter is analysis of determinate trusses. In this chapter, we'll start the analysis part. Okay, but here we'll analyze only trusses. No beams, no rigid jointed frames, only trusses. We have methods like moment distribution, method of joint, method of section. Using method of joint, method of section, and we have shortcuts also. I explain shortcuts also, students. Okay, you can use shortcuts, method of join, method of section, you'll get the same answer only. Okay, but in examination, to save the time, first we'll prefer shortcuts always. Okay, after, if shortcuts are not possible, okay, if shortcuts are not possible, next we'll prefer method of section. If method of section also not possible, then we'll prefer method of joint. Okay, so shortcuts, method of join, method of section, so we'll discuss in analysis of determinate trusses. Okay, then students, this third chapter concepts will use in influence line diagram chapter and especially in energy principle chapter. Okay, students, here in matrix method also we'll use this chapter concepts. Okay, so analysis of pin jointed frames by flexibility matrix method, conventional part. Analysis of pin jointed frames by flexibility matrix method is a conventional part for engineering service examination. Okay, then there will use the method of join, method of section concepts only. Okay, right. Then after completing analysis of determinate trusses, next chapter is rolling loads and influence line diagram. Okay, students, in this chapter we will learn how to find the maximum axial force, maximum shear force, maximum bending moment for moving loads. Especially this chapter concepts will use it to analyze and design of bridges, because over the bridges only vehicles will move, right? At which position of vehicle will get the maximum reactions, maximum shear force, maximum bending moment, maximum axial force, that will learn in ILD chapter. Then after completing ILD, next we start energy principles. Students, in energy principle chapter, we will learn how to find the displacement of trusses or frames. Okay, rigid jointed frame or pin jointed frame. In strength of material subject, you calculate deflection only for beams using moment area method, conjugate beam method, etc., etc. But in this chapter, energy principle, here also we'll discuss how to find the displacement, okay, but for frames, pin jointed frames and rigid jointed frames. In the syllabus clearly it was mentioned unit load method. Now using unit load method, how to find the displacement of truss joint and rigid jointed frame we'll discuss in energy principle chapter. Not only displacement, students, and one more topic we have in this chapter, how to analyze the indeterminate trusses. Here we'll discuss determinate trusses, here we'll discuss indeterminate trusses. Okay, right. Then I can say up to chapter number 5 is SA1, structural analysis part 1. Okay, then from chapter number 6, concepts are different. Okay, right. Here kinematic indeterminacy chapter. Here in kinematic indeterminacy, again we won't do any analysis. Before doing analysis, first we have to know how many number of unknown displacements are there, independent displacements. So number of unknown independent displacements that we'll know in kinematic indeterminacy chapter. Okay, then after we have basics methods of structural analysis. Okay, right. Students, this kinematic indeterminacy chapter concepts will use in slope deflection method chapter and will use in matrix method also, stiffness matrix method. Okay, analysis of structure by stiffness matrix method will use kinematic indeterminacy chapter concepts. Okay, right. Then this is a very bacha chapter, basics methods of structural analysis. Okay, here what are the methods we have in structural analysis? Only methods names I'll discuss in this chapter, only methods names. Right. Then after From here onwards, we'll start the analysis part, that is analysis of continuous beams and analysis of rigid jointed frames. Okay, so using moment distribution method, slope deflection method. Right. Then students, 10th chapter is plastic theory. Actually, it is not a structural analysis subject. If you see the GATE and ESE syllabus now, it is this chapter not given in structural analysis subject. This chapter given in design of steel structure. Sir, you are saying this is not structural analysis, design of steel structure you are saying, then why you are discussing this chapter in structural analysis subject, sir? Students, analysis part completely will discuss in structural analysis subject only. Here in this chapter, we'll discuss analysis part only. So this is the reason it is kept in structural analysis subject. Okay, right. Next, again analysis by matrix methods like stiffness matrix method and flexibility matrix method. If you use moment distribution method, slope deflection method, stiffness matrix method, flexibility matrix method, all these methods give same results only. Okay, so final moments are same only. Analysis means finally we have to find the moments only. So all these methods will give same moments. Okay, and when to prefer which method you will know when we start our subject. Okay, right. Then arches and cables. Okay, now tell me students, from this, any possibility of skipping any chapter? Especially first 6 chapters. First 6 chapters. No, because each and every chapter has link, right? So you can't break the chain. Once you break the chain now, then you will feel difficult rest of chapters. So this is the reason most of students will feel this subject is difficult. Yes, I agree this point because this is a problem. So without knowing first chapter, you can't learn the second chapter. Without knowing first and second, you can't learn the subject. And third chapter concepts will use in ILD chapter, energy principle chapter, and here in matrix method. Like this, there is a connectivity actually. Okay, so this is the reason most of students will feel subject difficult. But students, once you concentrate on this subject now, you will enjoy with this subject. Reason is, this is completely conceptual. No need to mug up any formula, students. Just follow the concept, sufficient. You will enjoy with this subject. Okay, and most of students will ask, sir, which chapters are important for GATE and engineering service examinations, sir? Okay, students, for competitive exams, each and every chapter is important only. Okay, but we can tell most important chapters. It means you will get more number of marks from these chapters. Okay, I can tell for GATE, but for IES na, each and every chapter is important only. So possibility of getting questions from all the chapters for engineering service examination. But for GATE, from few chapters you will get the questions from few chapters only. So I'll give most important chapters for GATE. Then later we'll discuss how to prepare for GATE and engineering service examination. Okay, so if you want, please note down this first. Right. Right. So for GATE, students, weightage from this subject, okay, hardly 6 to 8 marks. Students, the notification, you won't mention anywhere from this subject I'll ask this many marks only. No. Okay, may you get more than 8 marks or less than 6 marks also. It depends. It will change every year. But an average, okay, we can expect 6 marks, an average. Okay, so I can say, so 6 to 8 marks from this subject. So don't scold me if you get more than 8 marks or less than 8 marks. Okay, right. Now students, for example, we will consider least only 6 marks for example. Total we have 12 chapters, right? Yes or no? From single chapter, you will give only one question, right? You won't give more than one questions from single chapter. Okay, so 6, and we have 2 marks questions also. Okay, for example, I'll consider 2 marks question and 2 1 mark question. So 2 marks question and 2 1 mark question means total number of questions are here 4 only, na? Yes or no? Total number of questions are 4. It means you will cover 6 marks from 4 chapters only, na? Yes or no? So we can't say, so you will ask 4 questions from these chapters only. No. Here I can say most important chapters. So you have to focus more on these chapters, students. I'm not saying rest of chapters are not important. You can skip the rest of chapters. No, please. You have to practice more on most important chapters. Okay. So what are the most important chapters for GATE? First chapter, analysis of determinate trusses. Second chapter is ILD. Third chapter, energy principles. Fourth chapter is moment distribution method. Fifth chapter is plastic theory. So for design of steel structure, this chapter is important, students. Okay. Then sixth chapter is arches and cables, right? So concentrate more on cables. Okay. So students, you have to focus more on these topics more. Okay. So this is for GATE. So generally you'll get the 2 marks from these chapters only, 2 marks questions. Okay, right. Then students, if you see your previous GATE question papers now, all questions are numerical questions only problems, no theory questions, students. Maybe possibility of asking one theory question that for 5 years or 6, 10 years like that you will ask one theory question. So no need to concentrate more on theory question. Students, to solve the numerical questions, we need theoretical concepts also. But don't concentrate more on theoretical questions. So concentrate more on numerical questions, students. Because you can get all numerical questions only. I'm talking about GATE examination. Okay, so concentrate only. So practice more problems, only problems. Okay, right. So these are the very important chapters for GATE. Then come to engineering service examination. ESE. So engineering service examination, we have prelims and mains, right? Okay. Prelims, mains. So from this subject, okay, you can expect 16 to 20 marks from structure analysis subject. And for mains, 60 to 110 marks. Look, a lot of difference is there. Because in 1 year, you was asked only 65 marks. Okay, in another year, you was asked 110 marks. So these are reason I am giving 65 to 110 marks, minimum, maximum. Okay, you may get more than 110 also. So you can't say maximum is 120. Okay, by seeing previous question papers. Okay, so I am giving this weightage. Right. Then students, for prelims, okay, GATE, IAS syllabus both are same only. Only different students, here we'll discuss bacha questions. I mean, you'll solve bacha questions. Using same concepts, you will solve the bada question, that is conventional questions. Okay, concepts are same only. You will apply same concepts to solve the conventional questions also. Nothing is different. But to solve the conventional part, you require little bit patience. But students, initially concentrate only on GATE and prelims, because if you qualify in the prelims, then only you can write the mains exam. So if you won't qualify the prelims, you can't write the mains part, right? So this is the reason, first concentrate on prelims and GATE exam. After prelims exam, you will have 4 to 5 months for mains. The time is sufficient, 4 to 5 months for mains examination. Just you have to, using same concepts, you have to solve the bada question, that is conventional questions. Okay, so initially concentrate only on GATE and prelims, that's it. So don't touch the conventional part initially, waste of time. Okay, right. Now students, for engineering service examination, it is a good weightage. So I given 12 chapters, but here 16 to 20 marks. It means you'll get the questions from each and every chapter. It means all the chapters are important for engineering service examination. Okay, students, I told for GATE, you have to concentrate on numerical questions, right? But for engineering service, you have to concentrate on both theory and numerical question. Both are important for engineering service examination. Okay, so here you have to concentrate on theory and problems both. So I'm not giving important chapters because all the chapters are important for engineering service examination. Okay, but for GATE, you can concentrate more on few chapters. Already I given these chapters, right? So this is a weightage I given. Okay, right. Then students, how to start your preparation? I'm talking about structural analysis subject only. Students, this subject requires practice. So without practice, you can't learn this subject, students, because this subject is conceptual based. Okay, already told, most of students feel this subject little bit difficult. Reason also I told. Okay, right. Students, first concentrate on only class notes. Okay, first concentrate only on class notes. Okay, so revise the class notes 3 times. Yes, it required, this subject requires at least 3 times. Okay, right. After revision of class notes 3 times, then second, start the solve previous previous GATE and IES engineering service, only prelims questions please. Don't solve the mains question. Okay, initially we are concentrating only on GATE and IES prelims. Okay, so here solve the previous GATE and IES prelims questions only. Okay, then students, while solving the previous GATE and IES questions, if you feel any concept little bit difficult na, then do one thing. That same concept, not complete problem, where you are facing difficult, that concept better print in your class notes. Print in your class notes. Better use spiral notes, students. If you use spiral notes na, in middle of the topics or in middle of the chapters, you can add some extra concepts also. Okay, right. So previous GATE and IES questions. Then after previous GATE and IES questions na, then next is test series. Okay, so this is very important, students. In ACE test series will give n number of conceptual questions, because in classroom we can't solve n number of questions, right? Because numerical means we have plenty of questions, so but we can't solve all the questions. In classroom we will cover concepts, right? Once you know the concepts, then you can solve any question. So some difficult questions, some more conceptual questions will give in ACE test series. Okay, then if you write ACE test series now, you will know where you are doing mistakes, and the same mistakes you never repeat in examination. So I suggest do more number of mistakes while revision of class notes, solving previous GATE and IES and ACE test series. And what are the mistakes you done here? These mistakes you never repeat in examination. Yes, we need that only, na? Yes or no? Right. Then students, generally this is sufficient for any competitive exams. Okay, still if you have time, okay, then ACE textbook. ACE textbook. So students, this is sufficient, not more than this. Few students will try to solve each and every questions taking few textbooks. Students, I won't suggest any textbooks initially. Inject poison slowly, drop by drop. First, you complete this material. After this, if you have time, then you can touch any textbook. But one textbook is sufficient, because I won't suggest even textbook also, because here in ACE textbook, almost we referred 8 standard textbooks and we prepared ACE textbook. So this is sufficient, students. No need to touch any textbook. Okay, so if you want textbooks, okay, I'll give at the end of the lecture what are the textbooks you have to refer in future if you want to learn subject more in depth. Okay, at the end of the lecture I'll give the textbooks. Okay, so same strategy apply for GATE and IES, students. Okay, but students, at least revise the class notes 3 times. Okay, so without revision, if you attempt previous GATE ACE test series na, you will feel questions little bit difficult only. Okay, so what are the concepts are required to solve the previous GATE IES question, ACE test series, okay, and ACE textbook. Okay, all the concepts will be covered in class notes only neatly. Okay, students. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yes, Ramot Ravi. Sir, please take some classes in YouTube, sir. Yes, I think next week I'm planning YouTube live session on one topic, analysis of determinate trusses. There I'm going to explain few shortcuts and method of join, method of section. There is a 1 hour session. Okay, tomorrow only, not next week. Tomorrow only we have that session. Okay. If you want to ask anything, you can ask me in live, students. So tomorrow same timings, okay, 7 to 8, same timings. Anji, same timings, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yes, hi Ramchandar. I can repeat the timings, 7 a.m. to, sorry, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., 1 hour session, tomorrow only. Okay, students? Shall I end the session? Or do you want any doubts? If you want ask any doubts, you can ask me. Regarding preparation strategy only. If you ask doubts, I can't explain here. Okay? Okay, students. So all the best for your preparation for gate and engine service examination, and all the best for your multi-colorful future. Okay? Right. Good night, students.